So I started hosting Know Your Rights seminars for the community, because following the law is not just for U.S. citizens, it's for ICE too, and they need to follow the law as well. And so when you know what the law is and what your rights are, you can enforce those rights. So I was hosting a lot of these Know Your Rights seminars throughout the district. And Tom Homan, who was the acting director of ICE, who was later allegedly reported to be taking $50,000 in cash in kava bags, whatever, allegedly, according to some of this reporting. But back then, Tom Homan decides that he's going to try to threaten me. And he's going to say, I'm going to request that the Department of Justice open an investigation onto you, a legal investigation onto you into aiding and abetting crime.
What I find disturbing is that any member of Congress wants to educate people how they evade law enforcement. You can claim you're educating those constitutional rights. Okay, you can keep that claim. But what she in fact is doing is telling people don't open your door, hide in your home, don't talk to ICE. We're talking about people who are in the country illegally, committed a crime, they're a public safety threat, they've been convicted of serious crime, and they've been ordered removed by a federal judge. So it's like AOC and others don't want ICE to enforce the laws that they enacted. I've asked DOJ, where is that line of impediment, of interference? Now, if someone stands in your way, prevents you from arresting somebody, put your hands on you, that's impediment. But what line is telling people to hide from ICE, not open the door? Where do you cross that line on impediment? So I've simply asked the Department of Justice, give us that line.
You have talked to them about this. That's what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Excuse me? Aiding and abetting crime. We are aiding and abetting the prevention of crime, because people need to know their rights so that their rights aren't violated. So anyways, he goes on and makes this huge public announcement about how he wants to target me for a federal investigation. That's a very serious thing, right? This guy has a lot of power, right? He was the acting director of ICE. He has a direct line to Pam Bondi at the Department of Justice, a department of whose actual respect for the law is eroding by the day. And it doesn't matter whether it's legal or not. It doesn't matter if it's right or not. They have the power, and they are positioned to abuse their power and to open such a thing on totally baseless grounds that, even if it's false, they can try to do that, right? And so that's a scary thing. So I can respond to that by being scared and stopping my Know Your Rights seminars, right? Pulling back. But I didn't, because this guy is a joke. I am using clean language on this live, but this guy is a joke. Kristi Noem is a joke. J.D. Vance, the vice president of the United States, went behind a podium and went, boo-hoo-hoo, the shutdown is AOC's fault, as though this man isn't vice president of the United States of America. You know what I have to say to that? You look like a clown back there. You're the second most powerful person in this country, and you're crying about me? And you're blaming the whole government shutdown on me? LOL, my guy. Like, laugh at them. Make them small. These people seek out and abuse all of this power because they want to feel big. They want to feel bigger than you. They crush immigrant communities, not because these people are criminals. Mind you, look at ICE activity. They are not going after criminals. They are going after kids. There was a 7-year-old in my district that got taken by ICE. A 7-year-old. A 7-year-old. And I've been doing what I can to try to intervene in that case. I can't speak to it, but like a 7-year-old. These people do this in order to make themselves feel powerful, because deep, deep, deep down inside, they feel and know how small they are. And in order for a small person to feel big, they have to crush someone else. And like, Like, that is what their whole political identity is all about. It is about this forced supremacy that is based on nothing because they feel and know how small they actually are. And instead of actually fixing the things that are making them so small and insufficient, they have to pick on someone, or they have to pick on communities that have no one defending them. That's what this is all about. This whole thing, this whole fight about, Democrats are shutting down the government because they want healthcare for illegal immigrants. First of all, totally false. Second of all, when they, as I've said before, federal law prevents undocumented people from getting covered by ACA insurance, Medicaid, etc., right? They are trying to come back with this tiny loophole, being like, oh, but there are some federal funds that could possibly on the state level, You know what they're actually pointing to is that Ronald Reagan in the 1980s, the United States passed a law that said if you walk into an ER, a hospital cannot refuse you care if you can't afford it, if you're not covered. Because we decided that we wanted to be a civilized country, that if someone gets hit by a car and they're bleeding out, that a doctor isn't checking for their insurance coverage before they go rush into an emergency room. Like that you are treating the human being first, because we don't want to live in, trust me, regardless of your stances on immigration, you do not want to live in a country where that law is reversed. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. And so they're trying to the point is that they are scrapping and grasping at straws because they have nothing else. Laugh at them. Stephen Miller is a clown. I've never seen that guy in real life, but he looks like he's 4'10", and he looks like he is angry about the fact that he's 4'10", and he looks like he is so mad that he is 4'10", that he's taking that anger out at any other population possible. Laugh at them. Laugh at them. Yes, they are dangerous. Yes, we're here to be strong for one another. We need to expose the lies. We need to never let off the gas when it comes to protecting one another, exposing the lies, documenting things. We're seeing this too, right? And so I think it's very important to be able to hold multiple things at once. And we've seen this work in other cultures. We've seen this work in other countries. Yes, the resistance to authoritarianism is very real. The risks of abuse of power are very real. But one of the most powerful cultural things that you can do to a political movement that is predicated on the puffery of insecure masculinity. That's what this is about. This isn't, people talk about toxic masculinity. More than it, let's put that to the side for just 1 second. This is about insecure masculinity. And one of the best ways that you can dismantle a movement of insecure men is by making fun of them. By having secure men who aren't afraid of successful people around them, who are good dads, who have strong values, also participating in that as well. So that's what I have for that. And also someone said, short kings are great. Absolutely. I'm not here. I want to absolutely make sure that I talk about that. I'm not here to make fun of anyone's anything, but the way people overcompensate over their own stories is what I'm talking about there. So thank you for the clarification. I appreciate that. Shout out to our short kings.